Sorry, I got that put up. Welcome everyone. Waiting for everyone to tune in, and then we'll get started. We'll break down the futures like we always do, and then got a couple of stocks. I say around like six that I'm gonna break down, and then whatever's left over, feel free to call some stocks out. But like I said, I'm gonna go through the ones I always do, and then a couple more that some people called out. And then we'll turn it to you guys as usual if you have any other leftover ones that you want me to do. But in a long extended weekend, hopefully you enjoyed it. I know I'm ready for the market to open. Really excited for this week. Really first good week of April. Thursday was the official day of April, but this is going to be really our first whole week of just April, which is very exciting to see. The stock market performs really good in April, historically. That doesn't necessarily mean it has to perform well, this year, but the odds are in our favor going into this month. What's up, Ethernet? How you doing, man? How are you doing? But yeah, so let's start with the Nasdaq, and then we'll move to the S&P 500. Just looking at the Nasdaq, guys, a very, very boring open. Sorry, let me scoot my chair up here. Very, very boring open. I mean, look, we're only down 8 points. It's been a little bit of back and forth, but as usual, guys, we're really not going to see truly the action until in the morning, right? So whatever happens overnight is going to happen overnight. Now, I may be in the favor of a sell-off, like of a pullback. Maybe it happens overnight, but man, so my plan, or what I wanted to see, is if we don't see this pullback down to here, overnight, I think tomorrow's super green. I honestly do, guys. Yeah, man, I did. Hopefully you had a good one as well, dude. Hopefully you had a good one ready for the market to be open tomorrow. I know I am. But yeah, so what I was looking for, guys, just based off of this insane rally we've seen so far, we're not used to it, recently. We're not used to it. This whole move right here, I'm definitely looking for a pullback. But so here's my plan going with tech. Okay, so we're gonna do two scenarios right here. What's up, everything? I'm fairly new to your new channel, but really love the community you're building and the knowledge you give. Hey, thanks, everything. Thanks for being here, man. You're making up the community, so need more people like you, and I enjoy everyone that's watching right now. What's up, Abdul? But yeah, so the two scenarios I'm looking at for the Nasdaq is either one, we sell off overnight. I would not be surprised if we sold off overnight, okay? That's the first scenario, okay? We sell off overnight. We wake up down here. I would not be worried at all. And then Monday we have the usual green day. Number two, which I kind of don't want happening, because number two is that we're super green tomorrow morning. We wake up and we're maybe up in here, and then we sell off for the rest of the day. So ideally, that we would still be above where we're right now, but it would suck the whole day because everything's pushed up. Right when the market opens, everything's gapped up and up huge, but for the rest of the day, it would just be selling off. So not in favor of that one. That's why I kind of, guys, want to see the sell-off tonight, so we get that over with, and then we're just pushing up and having an awesome Monday. But right now, not seeing too much volume and not seeing too much sell side activity, so we may see that gap up in the morning and just sell for the rest of the day. And if that's true, that's gonna be a sucky Monday. You guys have experienced that before, where we gap up and then just sell for the rest of the day. No one likes that. Well, what's good? Happy Easter, Bill. Thoughts on CCIV? Yeah, man, we'll get to that for sure. You'll be the first one I do when it comes to regards to turn it over to you guys. I got a couple on my list. I got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Got about 11. Got about 11 stocks that I'm going to do, and then we'll do whatever you guys have left over. Yeah, C3 is on the list, so don't worry, guys. Just be patient with me right now. I'm just breaking down the indexes since they are opened right now. And that's really going to give us an idea of what we can expect for tomorrow. Man, S&P 500, guys, had a historical close on Friday at over $400. If one of them is going to pull back this week and pull back hard, I'm looking for it to be the S&P 500. Now, keep in mind, the S&P 500 can pull back, and and it doesn't have to affect tech. Yes, tech makes up it, but it's not entirely all of it. Just like the Nasdaq is just solely technology. SPY has like financials in it. It has what's it called? Hotel stocks, some small cap stocks as well. So keep in mind, there's other things that can keep this thing up or down. But it's been very beneficial right now with tech. Tech's been really pumping the last couple of days. So what do we see? The S&P 500 do pump because there are technology stocks inside of here. So if one of them is going to pull back, I'm leaning towards the S&P 500. I feel like personally the Nasdaq, guys, is just getting started. I feel like the Nasdaq is just getting started on its run, and I feel like the S&P 500 is going to be the one that we're going to see, pull back a little deeper. That's just my opinion, just based off of how we've been struggling pretty much for over 2 months now, really struggling. So what I think is that the Nasdaq's finally got its turn and it's going to push up. It's going to have a really good month, especially how we just broke out of this channel last week and just had that continuation and follow through. So definitely looking for that, guys. But I'm going to do a couple of stocks here. Of course, just bear with me. Have about 10, 11, and then of course we'll do your guys the YouTube side. Definitely looking at your stocks. So CTRM, Abdul, if you're in here, buddy. This one's been just on a slow bleed off. Earnings happen. What happened? Or no earnings? I guess TradingView hasn't updated its earnings, but definitely don't want this breaking 70 cents. This has been on a very, very slow sell. So what we're working here on this one is this downtrend right here. Okay, we're working with this downtrend. Let me actually change this because I was doing something. So we're working with this downtrend right here. Not making any new highs. In fact, we're making lower highs. So we definitely need to break out of that. Until then, we're probably heading back down, but definitely want to see it hold this base here at 70 cents. Gilt. It recently broke its downtrend right here, but it's still not out of the woods yet by far. So we held this support right here at 1031. Held that on Friday. We were actually up a lot more, but came back down, held it. So what I'm looking at for Gilt is eventually push above 1281, but right now, until then, we're just really in a downtrend and we're making lower highs. So definitely want to see that trend start to return. And then once it does, confirmation above 1281, that's when I'll feel more comfortable. Like, hey, this is looking like it's back on track. But obviously this one is down humongous since its all-time highs. So it's probably going to take a catalyst or something. Definitely had to be watching out here. Probably was a catalyst because of this. But we're on low volume right here compared to what this whole huge push had. So definitely would be on the lookout maybe for an event play for this one. NIO, guys. Oh my goodness. I'm excited for NIO and Tesla and Xpeng. Guys, did y'all see it was on Friday. Did y'all see what Tesla reported? Tesla reported 180,000 vehicles for Q1. That was officially their best quarter in their history. Wall Street estimates were putting it at like an average of 168,000 vehicles, 170,000, somewhere around that, and they beat it. They beat the estimates, had their first record. This was their best quarter ever. Q1 was their best quarter of 2021. It's been the best quarter throughout the whole, inception of Tesla. But NIO also had an amazing quarter. I think NIO, compared to last year, is up 300% on their deliveries. They delivered another 7,000 last month, and for Q1 they delivered, I think it was, let's look at the numbers. NIO deliveries. So right here. So yeah, that's what I was talking about. NIO delivered 7,257 vehicles in March 2021. 373% year over year. NIO delivered 20,000 in 3 months. So Q1 it delivered 20,000. Yeah, that's right, Ethernet. It was something around those lines. So we're looking good. We're definitely looking good on this for NIO. So hopefully we do see a pop up. NIO was kind of disappointing on Thursday. If you were watching NIO, we gapped up and then just sold off for the rest of the day. This is the prime example of what I'm telling you guys. What I don't want to see on the market tomorrow. So we gapped up on NIO on Thursday, and for the rest of the day, we literally sold off. That's why I want the market to sell off tonight. So when we wake up in the morning, we're down, but then we push up for the rest of the day. Whereas if you get this action right here, yes, we were still up for the day, but look at what we were compared to in the morning, right? We were really up a lot, but then we just sold off for the rest of the day. And no one likes that type of day, right? You just watch it slowly bleed off the whole entire day. No one likes that. So that's why I'm saying for the NASDAQ, what I want to see is a sell-off tonight, and in the morning we recover. For NIO, we're right on the support at 39.32. So definitely don't want that breaking. I like that we closed above it. We just need to hold above it tomorrow. And I do think if the market is bullish tomorrow, I think we do bounce here and continue up. So NIO's looking good. Would not be worried one bit about NIO. But ultimately, what I was talking about in my last NIO video is that we're still underneath these highs right here. So technically, anything right now is a lower high until we get above that. So my main focus this week is I want to see us get above these highs. So that's around $46, a little more than that. Just to put us back on track, at least not putting in no more lower highs, because we tried to break out of this downtrend right here. Got above it, was looking good, then just sold off last week and the week before that. So definitely don't want to see it this week to do that. Definitely don't want to see it doing this week. Fubo, man. Fubo hasn't been this low since December and January and back in November. Wow. If you believe in Fubo long term, I think this is a good price for it. But on the trading aspect of it, and just shorter term, definitely wanted to hold 22.44. We're right at it, so definitely don't want to see that breaking. If it breaks that, we're probably coming back down to this lower support here at 17.34. Ultimately, what do I want Fubo, to return back to feel comfortable with it? At least trying to recover some of the losses right here. Definitely want to see it back above these last highs right here. So what we were working with here previously is that we consolidated. So we stayed here. There weren't too many buyers. There weren't too many sellers. So we kind of based out here. But then that's when the sellers showed up and really brought it down. There was no buyers whatsoever. So definitely want to return back to this area and see how we interact. Do we consolidate again, and do we push up, or do we just drop back down? So definitely interested into how we interact around this level again. So at least want to see us return to that. So that's above $30. Oh, I forgot I bought Fubo. Man, hopefully your average isn't too high, Ethernet. Hopefully it's not too high right here. Yeah, earnings. And when I see earnings like this, most of the time, the reason why their earnings is this bad isn't necessarily because they did bad business. It's because they offered they did share offerings, because they have to factor that in as well, and that hurts their earnings report. So most likely this isn't as bad as you think it would be. I think Fubo did do some type of offering, or a couple probably. So that's why that earnings was reported that bad. Skills, man, skills. This one, man, this one has been tough. You got it after lockup period. Oh, after all the investors could sell, or the ones that got in before IPO. Man, so Skills is playing with a very tricky level. So I do not want Skills breaking 8.15. This was kind of the area where we IPO'd, came down to, found a base, and shot up. So definitely don't want it breaking at 18.15. What's up, Joey? How you doing today, man? So definitely don't want Skills breaking 8.15. But man, if this is the bottom for Skills, which I'm not saying it is, it does look like it offers some great returns. Man, so from right here to the all-time highs, yeah. So if you like this company long-term, definitely get into it. But what we're working with right now, though, is that we're obviously in a downtrend. And we're not showing any signs of reversal yet. Yes, we're trying to base out right here, but if you want to take that risk and play it for the base, then have your risk management stop loss underneath the support. Once we break that, we're probably free falling back down. But like I said, if you like this company for the long term, definitely ought to get into it. This is a very bargain price. Haven't seen these levels since the beginning of January. ISWH, this one. Okay, so we had this aggressive sell-off, or slow sell-off, whichever you want to call it. Either way, we sold off. We based out around this zone right here and shot up. So this is exactly what you want to see. We had the sell-off, basing out. Now we're starting to return back to the trend. For this one, you just need to see the confirmation. We need to continue that trend. Ideally, want to see it above 85 cent. Want to see above 85 cent in order for me to be convinced, hey, we're back on the bullish train. Other than that, we're just still making lower highs until we change that trend with a lot of these stocks. Oh yeah, Joey, we were just discussing that, man. We were just discussing that right here. Tesla's on the list that we're going to break down, so we're gonna get to that. Don't worry. Neo to the sun. What's up, Carlene? How you doing? Neo to the sun. Neo had a really good quarter as well. I'm more excited to see. We're not excited, but I want to see what they're going to report for Q2. Keep in mind, Q2 is going to have the chip shortage. So you're saying Neo to the sun, so you're thinking Neo's going to push up more than Tesla. Oh, okay, I see. So you think Neo's going to have a better day than Tesla tomorrow? We'll have to see. But keep in mind, guys, no matter what, Tesla may have beat deliveries, had an awesome quarter. Truly, anything can happen, right? We've seen stellar earnings. We've seen companies just have amazing earnings, and what do? Just sell off. So keep in mind, it could be a sell the news type event. But it is bullish news. Regardless what happens tomorrow, it's still bullish news for the longer term. Their best quarter ever. So keep in mind your time frame. Keep in mind, are you in Tesla or Neo for the next 2 months, or are you in it for the next 5 years? So keep your time frame grounded. If you're in it for the next 5 years, don't get bent over if Tesla sells off tomorrow and it's sell the news. But I'm hoping it's not sell the news and it's going to be just a rally tomorrow or gap and go, because that is really good numbers for Tesla. Really good numbers for Tesla. They just blew it out of the water. Oh, so you mean, okay, Carlene, then you mean Tesla to the sun and Neo to the moon. So SOS, this one fell down. Man, I don't know if I would touch this one. It broke 530. I was looking at a support level. It was really strong over here. Broke it, so I would have been out of this one, man. I would not consider getting back into it until it gets back above 530, just because that's a really crucial support. Yeah, you would think Ethernet. You would think, but the market works in very ways that aren't logical sometimes. The market reacts to ways that it's not logical at all. I mean, like I said, tech had an awesome Q4. Everything across the board was amazing. Every big tech company beat their earnings, and then you just saw what happened after Q4 earnings report. We've been in this rut. So keep that in mind as well. We're going to speculate a little, though. I made some videos over the weekend talking about why I think April is going to be a really good month for tech, and we're going to take a look at that. I just don't want you guys. I want you guys to be prepared that even though Tesla reported good numbers, they can still sell off. Because you get stuck in that mindset, hey, this has to go up because of this, and that's when the market just turns you around and messes you up. So guys, I just want you to be prepared just in case Tesla does sell off tomorrow. But I like the news. I think it's bullish for Tesla as well. This was a Thursday, so this was a short week. So we pushed up, came back down. So what I'm looking at is that we almost see a push above 22.19. 22.19. We got rejected on Thursday, came back in. So I do think we're testing that, and that's what's to come. Wicks are either a sign of rejection or what's to come. And for this case, just how we sold off but continue to hold this line right here, I do think we do have a green day on this one. Sometimes people get a hold of news early and run up stocks before earnings. Then by the time the report is out, most of the buyers are already done. Yeah. Man, I hate playing earnings. I really do. It's a gamble. It really is. Literally in Q4, when Q4 came out last or in the beginning of the year for tech, everything shot up in after hours, and then the next day everything sold off, and that's what started this whole rut in the Nasdaq. But we'll look at it in a second. I'll show you guys. AI, man. So if this was your bottom right here, you don't want it breaking 59.41. So your risk to reward right here, guys, if you're in this trade, let's just say you want to get in now. I would have a wide stop loss on this. I would stop out 57.85. That might be a little too wide for you. If so, yeah, Joey, definitely. So yeah, your risk to reward may be a little different than mine, but mine would be right underneath this base right here. We turned around right here, and then your take profit is wherever you want it to be. But definitely, you don't want it, again, breaking 59.41. If this was a reversal, didn't continue, it needs to show some more confirmation, definitely on this one. But this one's been very beaten up. So if you like this company, then definitely get into it. It really does provide some good returns since it's all-time highs. But who knows how long you'll be holding on to this before it returns back to that level. So with AI, man, for me to feel comfortable with AI returning back to its levels, definitely at 82, 86, I want to see it get above in that and then ultimately above $95. But hey, if you want to go ahead and take the risk, go for it. But like I said, you need to have that defined stop loss right underneath 59.41. That was our last lows. That's where we started basing out for AI. Alrighty. Mara, guys. Who has been playing Mara? We got a couple people that's been playing Mara. And man, it's looking good, guys. It's looking good. We're actually going to take a look at Bitcoin after Mara. But we were testing all-time highs. We're actually at all-time highs. Friday was one of those, as I mentioned with Neo, a gap and crap. That's what I call it, a gap and crap, because we gap up and then crap for the rest of the day. We had that on Mar, unfortunately. You know, we gapped up $52, testing that, and just sold off for the rest of the day. Sucky day when that happens. We were still up for the day, yes, but not as much as we were. So you just slowly watch your account bleed. For Mar, if I get a pullback on this one, want it at 46.22. Pull back down here and keep going. Deeper pullback, I'd prefer to $42. But let's take a look at Bitcoin. I always like talking about, before I talk about Bitcoin, or Mar, I like looking at Bitcoin. All right, so, okay. Saw this a little bit of a sell-off. So what I was looking at over the weekend was this green line right here, okay? So it's important to note what's happening here. We pushed up here, over here, sold off. Tried it again, sold off, and came all the way down to here, okay? So we know one time we pushed up here, sold off, returned to this base right here. And then we pushed up, fell back down. Is the second thing going to happen again? Is this going to happen where we return back to it, okay? And then we just sell back off? Or is this the time where we find enough buyers and we don't sell off and we push right through? We don't know, but if you're playing it the bullish side, that's what you're hoping for. Now, let's just say we push up and we sell off. This is where you want it to find buyers. 53,000, you don't want it going back down to here again. You want it to go to here because we're putting in those higher lows. If we go back down to here again, then there's only a certain amount of buyers that show up each time. So maybe the buyers are exhausted and we fall back down lower. So that's what I'm saying. I feel more comfortable with us just testing this right here and then pushing up, right? So what we're doing, we're putting in higher lows, right? But the other case could happen where we don't even test this level right here. We just go up, come back here maybe, and then take off. So that's two scenarios I'm looking at. Both are bullish. You just with one you get a deeper pullback. What do you think about Amazon trading sideways for months but not really breaking down, even with Bezos stepping down? Yeah, we'll look at it. Everything for sure. We'll look at it. I got two more. I got Tesla and Nano. Then we'll get to it. What's up, Scott? How you doing today, man? So speaking of Tesla, we were just talking about it. Okay, so what we're working with Tesla tomorrow, it's gonna be on high alert. Tesla has the ability now, since it's in the S&P 500, to carry the market tomorrow. Man, Tesla typically it reacts more bullish with the earnings, with the stock movement than actual earnings. So deliveries is what you want to look at. Earnings, whatever. I mean, the market I've seen most times is that it reacts more to how many deliveries they have rather than the actual earnings. But it's kind of good to see that we sold off on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. Because we were up huge. So the fact that we sold off is kind of a little more promising that I do think we're going to have a bullish Monday. Just because how can I say this? It would be a lot harder for, if we were up huge on Thursday and then had that continuation on Monday with the delivery numbers. But instead, we got the sell-off, right? And then now we're setting up good to where we can push up huge on Monday. We're obviously looking at that mental note, $700. $700 is the mental note I'm looking at. Just getting past that, we've got rejected many times before, so definitely need to have the push above that. And maybe these delivery numbers are the push above it. What's up? How you doing? So definitely want to see the push above $700. Definitely want to see the push above that. So Chuck Schumer is pushing legalization federal law. What you think Sundial this coming week? Wait, what does Sundial do? Nano. Are you talking about marijuana? 877. So what I'm looking for Nano, I still like it long term, but definitely want to see Nano reclaim 877. Definitely want to see it reclaim 877 and get above that. Ultimately, want to see it get above 961, but right now we need to focus on 877. Broke that support. Definitely want to see us get above it. We'll look at Sundial in a second for sure, and then we'll see what's going on from there. I want to do one more actually, guys, before I get to yours. Then we're gonna do Amazon, Microsoft, guys. Microsoft has been such a beauty. Microsoft's been really easy to play. Where's my tool at? So every time it's hit 232, it's just bounced up. And then we got the news of them getting that government contract, which is really good for them. $10 billion. Was it $10 billion? I just made a video. I forgot. I think it's $22 billion over 10 years. That's what it was. But Microsoft still looks good. It was really leading tech on Thursday. So amazing to see Microsoft looking for some continuation. Let's take a look at Amazon. Yeah, so definitely, I mean, one of the main reasons Amazon's been trading just so sideways is so expensive, man. It's really expensive. A lot of retail people aren't buying into this, and yes, retail, it doesn't make up too much of, the money in the market, but it makes up a good amount. So a lot of retail people aren't buying into Amazon. That's why we saw Tesla do a split, we saw Apple do a split, just so more retail investors can get into it and really start pushing the price up. But with Amazon, it's so expensive, and that's one of the reasons why I think we've seen it trade horizontal for so long. For the breakout to happen for Amazon, we need to get above 33,000. No, not 3,350. We need to get above that because we're still trading in this horizontal line until we get above that. But Amazon has been providing some really good opportunities over several months. So every time that it's hit this level right here, just under 3,000, it's bounced up from it. So we hit that level on, when was that? Back here, beginning of March, and recently towards the end, close to it. So definitely, this may be one of the times where it goes on the run like it has been for a couple of months. But what we're working with right now, when a stock goes horizontal, it tells you something. It tells you that there's not enough buyers to push it through, but there's also not enough sellers to push it down. So we're just trading horizontal consolidation, and we may stay this way for a while. Look at the move we had since the COVID crash, right? Look what happened. COVID crash, it went from the lows that it was trading at, it went up all the way up to over 100%. Right now, it's still at 88%. So it's only normal for a stock to go horizontal after this huge move up. And that's what you'd like to see. Rather see this stock go horizontal than just break down after a huge move up, right? And we've seen it happen multiple times. So when Amazon went for this run back here, what did it do? It stayed horizontal for a long time. Stayed horizontal from, from right here to right here. So when Amazon makes that move, it makes it, right? So it stayed horizontal for 2 years, right? But when it makes that move, it makes that move, right? So if you're playing Amazon, it's just something I'd be patient on. It's just a slow mover, but it's a big mover when it does happen. All right, so let's get in here. So someone asked for Sundial, and Mivis directly benefits from the government contract, and it was 22. Yeah, it's coming back to you. I think it's 22. Sundial is a Canadian-based company. Yeah, so, with weed stocks, marijuana stocks, if I was trading these, that's what all I do. I would just trade them. I would not, they're not something I would hold long term just based off of. So we had this weed hype back here. When was this? Back in 2019. We had that hype, the pot stocks hype, and then it just saw off and died down from here. So they're definitely not something I would hold on to long term. But there's something I would play. I would definitely play this because you get these random spurts right here when there's news of, a state legalizing and so forth, and stuff like that. So maybe we do see a pop. And if you want to ride that wave, go for it. So there's money to be made definitely with it. But like with anything, just have your defined risk, have your stop loss, trail it, whatever, and just ride the wave. Just ride the wave. You can play any stock as long as you practice the safe stuff. But definitely, like I said, me personally, I wouldn't hold these stocks for growth or long-term value. I would just really trade it, get in and out of it, and that's what I would do personally. But if you see value in it long-term, go for it. And maybe this is, a good deal for you. But right now, from a technical standpoint, we're holding this level right here at 102. Definitely want to see us stay at this level and not break it. We haven't broke it really since end of January. Yeah, end of January. So definitely wanted to hold that level. Oh yeah, Bill wanted me to do CCIV. I didn't forget about you, Bill. Thank you for being here. CCIV. So when is this one officially going to become Lucid? Does anyone know? Does anyone know when this is going to be officially Lucid? Yeah, so what we're working with here, it fell back down from $32, around that, fell down. Tested our support once again. It tested it here the first time it fell down. So 2147, you don't want that breaking. It's held before. And, we can speculate here what we're doing. We're making a W-shaped recovery. That's speculation, obviously, but we had this right here. So for this to play out, it needs to push back up to 3141 and push up. So if it plays that pattern, then this is a bullish pattern. So if it gets under 2148, then that pattern is no longer in play. But it is making that W shape. We're just going to have that push up past 3141. So definitely not looking bad. 2148 would be a good entry. Now, with regards to this all-time high level, man, I don't know how long before we get back to that. Right now, I'll be more focused on getting above 3141. But this was a lot of hype. It was more buy the rumor, sell the news type thing. But maybe with Lucid, whenever that's going to change its official name, maybe that will have some hype and we start pushing up. But if you like the company overall, Lucid definitely would hold this long term. And this right here seems to have been a good line to buy in. Good value right here. No problem, Bill. Thanks for being here. So let's see what I was going to talk about with tech, guys. Yeah. So what I was talking about with tech, what we're doing right now is that we're entering April. Okay. So since 2016, the lows of 2016, QQQ, NASDAQ, tech stocks have had an 80% win rate. Okay. SPY has had a 100% win rate. 100% win rate. So the statistics are in our favor. And one of the reasons why I think, or speculating here, is we have Q1 earnings and, Q1 earnings in, what is that, end of April. So definitely looking on this, and what I've viewed a lot of times is that we have this pre-earnings run up. So right here from November to, this was actually a long earnings run up. We had this earnings run up for Q4. Okay. We got the sell off. Now we're basing out, and we have, just about 20 more days to have our earnings run up for Q1. So definitely looking for that earnings run up. And then if we do get that earnings run up, I'm probably going to lock in some profits and then buy the dip. But most of the times what we've been doing for the last quarters, it's been nothing but earnings run ups, right? And then this was a little different. So earnings run up. This was the COVID crash. And since then, we've had all pretty much earnings run ups. So definitely looking at for this quarter as well. Hello, late. No problem, man. Good to have you here. No idea on CCW. They're talking too good. I'm losing interest on Lucid. They're taking okay too long. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, man. Maybe so. Maybe so. But so definitely looking out for that. Looking out for the earnings run up this month. And it makes sense why we would have a good earnings run up just based off of the action that the Nasdaq's been doing. So what we were working with the Nasdaq, you all know, since mid-February, we've sold off. We had a correction, okay? Had a correction. We were really choppy, and technically we're still right on this choppiness level, but we broke out of this down channel, broke out of it officially, and changed the trend. So it would make sense this month why we would have a good month, right? So I'm potentially seeing all-time highs this month, guys, just based off of the action we did last week. We really pushed up, so definitely seeing that this month. It's starting to look like it's turning around here for us, guys. It really is. And obviously, have Apple, Facebook. Facebook's already having an amazing run up. But, Amazon, Microsoft, all these stocks, they're definitely going to benefit from that. Facebook calls, man, so I have some debit spreads. on Facebook, and they're so far in the money right now where I'm just going to hold on to them. I should have sold them already. They're up 90%. But Facebook, if we see this, whole tech green April month, Facebook really has the potential to really go for it. And the reason why is because just like Amazon, it's done nothing but go horizontal. Nothing but go horizontal for since the end of August. Nothing but horizontal, and now we're really starting to see it move. So Facebook has the huge potential of really taking off soon. And I think it's just getting started, to be honest with you guys. I think Facebook's really just starting to get started. Just based off of how it traded horizontal for so long and now it's starting to break out of it. Can you check out SSFT? Yeah, sure. Take a look at that. Tomorrow's Monday, guys, so I will go live on YouTube during the market session. Not sure what time, but I will definitely go live up there. Yeah, so I'm seeing. Let me zoom in here. So I'm seeing 15 cent. Ethernet, I'm seeing 15 cents, a good buy level. You said 14 cent, close enough. So yeah, definitely seeing 15 cent, a good buy level. If I were to take this, I would probably have my stop loss right underneath this wick right here, right underneath 14 cent. That's where I'd have my stop loss at. And then I'd play the breakout above 20 cent for this one. You sit AMTX is doing really good. Wow. You can see last time I broke this one down, it was at $8. Solid, man. What's up, man? How you doing today? How are you doing today? So if you're playing this one, you're probably playing the trend line right here. Maybe you're playing this fallen wedge right here. Yeah, we'll check XPeng for you, definitely. So if you're playing this one, let me just delete this for you. So definitely playing this trend line right here. So keep that in mind. Close enough, thanks. It would be a longer swing trade. I have a dollar price target. Don't mind waiting. Got you. Facebook has been hacked over 500 million. Wow, really? Facebook is always getting in trouble, man, with data and all that stuff. Selling data is always getting in trouble with that type of stuff. Take a peep at BlackBerry. Yeah, we'll take a look at them after XPeng for sure. So XPeng, from a technical standpoint, we're starting to recover. XPeng is actually looking a little better than NEO, to be honest with you guys. So we had the same sell-off, the same usual, just sell-off yesterday or Thursday. Sorry. Sold off, held this 35.93 support. So my main focus this week, hold that support and get above 40.29, at least above these highs right here. XPeng is looking good. XPeng right now is looking better than NEO, just based off of its recovery. But yeah, a lot of these big tech giants always have some type of data scandal where something's being stolen or they're selling data. It's a very common occurrence now. Because believe it or not, guys, nothing on the internet is safe. Or not safe, but everyone knows what you're doing. Like Google, you search something, that they have that data stored away somewhere. Facebook, they have your personal data stored away on a server. There's no such thing as privacy on the internet. There's really not. Because any site you visit, they store that information. They might say it's secure, and it may be well be, but it's definitely no privacy there. So BlackBerry 783, man, I don't know if the hype is over with this one, but from a technical standpoint, probably going to stay at 783. And it's probably coming back down to 783. And I don't know if I would buy it at 783. This one was one of those Wall Street bets, pump up, and since then it's just sold off. So I don't necessarily know if I would buy it at 783. But if from a technical standpoint, 783 looks like where it's heading to, and that is a support level. So if you were to take that entry, that would be where you would get in at. Your stop loss would be right underneath it, and then you look to take profit up over here. But like I said, ever since that whole hype, it's done nothing but just sell off. Tesla stock prediction. What's up, Jonathan? We actually already did Tesla, my man. Be sure to scroll back, but we did Tesla already. I'm sorry, but just to summarize a little bit, we all think that Tesla's going to be pretty bullish tomorrow, just based off the deliveries. Sorry, but anything can happen definitely. So don't be shocked if it does sell off, even if it did produce those record numbers. Yeah, NIO is lagging. I'm not sure because they don't have enough. Yeah, NIO had to shut down from Monday to Friday. That's over though. They had to shut down for 5 days. I don't think they're going to shut down anymore, but they still could because the chip shortage is still out there. So I'd be on the lookout for that. Now Nokia has been trading kind of horizontal here lately. So if you want to day trade this, 336 is a support level, 350 is a resistance, but that is literally pennies. So if you can buy enough shares where that penny amount will make a lot, then go for it. But once again, hype right here came back down, so I don't know if it returns back to these levels again, but anything's possible. GameStop, I think its hype has died down lately. Interesting to see though that it is kind of like staying at this level. It's staying at this level, but yeah, GameStop, AMC, y'all know the drill. AMC actually broke the support I was looking at. But yeah, guys, just to summarize everything, I do think tomorrow, just summarize the two scenarios that I was talking about at the beginning. Either the first scenario, which I want to happen, we sell off overnight, and in the morning we push up. Okay, that's the first scenario. Second scenario, which I'm not kind of in favor of, but is we push up tomorrow, like just gap up, and then we sell off the whole day. That's the annoying one. That's the one we saw with NIO and Tesla on Thursday, is that they gapped up huge and they sold off for the rest of the day. So definitely don't want to see that happen tomorrow, but we would still be green. It wouldn't be as green as normal. So that's why I prefer the whole sell off overnight, push up in the morning. April last year, yeah, it was. It was after the COVID crash. People bought the dip and just rallied. So let's fingers crossed, guys, that this will happen for us, this year. But either that, guys, appreciate all the support. Appreciate, y'all tuning in on my videos. Live session during market open tomorrow. Stay on the lookout for that. Either way, have a good night, and let's hope tomorrow.